It's Saturday, obviously. I know that's at Sunday, but I have to. I guess I have to update that. Hey, Amin, how you doing?
Good,
Uh,
Rob. How you doing?
good. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining on a um, short notice Saturday night watch talk. Very, very cold in the Northeast, man. It's like 13 degrees here.
Yep.
Is it
Same here.
you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the single digits this morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was waiting until it hit double digits before I went outside to go chop some wood because it was bitterly cold. And but once I was outside with the sun, it wasn't actually so bad. And moving around a little bit, it didn't feel as cold as it was. So that was good. I thought I was going to be freezing my butt off, but it
Mm,
wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. Did you get a chance to go outside today, or?
little bit.
Yeah.
Mostly I stayed inside today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the kids are at my mother-in-law's tonight until tomorrow. So I took like a nice little nap around 4 o'clock. It was nice, you know.
Always a good thing.
Cranked the heat up in the bedroom and just went under the covers for about an hour,
Yeah.
um, and then watched some football. Anyway, man,
Good game just ended.
good game, right? Right, and
Yeah,
I was rooting for Cincinnati because they
me
hadn't
too.
won anything in 31 years in playoff wise. So,
Yeah.
and another pretty good game tonight, I think. Pats
Yep.
and Bills.
Yep.
But what do you got on wrist today?
I'm wearing my Longines today.
Okay.
I got to turn off my green screen to
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah. Yeah.
uh how do I even do that? All right.
Yeah. Very
Wearing the
nice. Yeah.
Longines.
So I know this has been on the chopping block for you, or you're thinking about putting it on a chopping block.
Yeah.
Um, something's
That's
changed,
kind of
right?
why I'm wearing it,
Yeah.
as sort of figuring it out.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're
but
and you're and you're picking up a new strap for it, right?
I decided to buy a Artem strap.
Yeah.
I kind of learned about that from Sanjay's review.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it could be a mistake because I was uncertain about keeping the watch, and now I'm throwing more money at trying to make it what I want it to be,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
sometimes ends up just you end up selling the watch anyway, and then having a strap with no watch to go on.
Well, that's it's a sporty strap, the
Mm,
sailcloth strap. So you may be able to repurpose that with another watch. It's possible. I wouldn't
yeah.
consider it a loss. It's just a fact-finding mission. If it
Yeah,
doesn't work out, it
fact
doesn't
man.
work out.
That's true.
You know.
I think it's gonna be a good match. I think the strap is what holds this one back for me,
Okay.
and that the black's gonna look really good on it.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
then you'll find out for sure once you get
yeah.
that strap. I don't know if are different with Artem these days, but when I ordered my Artem strap, it just took a while because
It's gonna
they're
take like a month there,
yeah,
is my best estimate.
yeah,
Um, but, I used to change straps a lot on a lot of watches,
hmm
not that long ago, like maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Now I find that if it's not right for the watch that I have it in mind for, it ends up being wasted money because
yeah.
I feel
Gotcha.
like almost all the watches in my collection now have have met their soulmate as far as like what
Yeah,
they're gonna go on,
yeah, yeah,
like they stay on the bracelet or stay on a certain strap.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No,
so
I got that.
I don't move them around that
Yeah,
much.
I mean, I bought a couple of straps today online for this one. I'm wearing the Hambring. Um,
Yeah,
and I have it on a this kind of like this suede strap at the moment. It's a
mm,
little thick and a little stiff, so I wanted I got a blue suede. I ordered a blue suede, like a thin one,
nice.
because this is such a thin watch anyway,
Yeah,
and then I ordered a brown, like a pebbled kind of effect on it. I've owned a couple of blue pebbled ones from Fluco. I bought
mm.
these straps from Fluco, and I liked it. So I figured I'd give a brown a shot, and then I'll do blue suede with this because the hands are blued. So yeah, just
That's
looking
gonna look
forward to.
great on
I think so.
everything.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
know.
a
Yeah,
beautiful watch.
the strap, the leather strap it came with, it's very dressy.
Yeah,
So like, it's like, I don't want to. It's not something I'd want to wear on an everyday basis. But
yeah.
it's got hold lugs, so it's easy to change out, and
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's always a bonus.
it totally is. Um, let's say hello to the chat. I have a little bit more of a story I want to tell about the Hambring, but let's say hello to the chat first. Mountain Standard Time. Hey guys, Grand Seiko Quartz still counts, Wolfie. He says. Hey Dan, what is up? Underachieving watch collector. I think buying 2 or 3 G-Shocks should count as a watch. So you're saying, so normally we say G-Shocks don't count. You're saying if you buy 2 or 3, it counts as one, like a 1 to 3 ratio. Yeah, sure. Wolfie up not so fast. Wolfie had an interesting day today.
Yeah.
Guys, not only tell us what watches you're wearing, but tell us what watches you bought today, because there's a few guys
Yeah.
out there. Um, hey Chaz, how are you? Hey Neff, what's going on? Justin, anyone get a watch incoming in the last 20 minutes? Seems to be a flurry from our friends, right? James, watches are awesome. Very, very true. I follow James on Instagram, and he has great pictures of his watches, and then great pictures of food. I wonder, James,
Mhm.
are you a chef? Let us know. You may have told me this or not, but I forgot. Um, Bill K, what is up? Hey guys. Hey, here's Jared. Evening, everyone, and happy Saturday. Rocking the Tudor Fast Rider today. Very nice.
Nice.
Easy Clean. I see a lot of people who need to buy a watch. Oh, hey, hey, Craig, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Caliber is here. What is up? Um, Danny, what's going on? Hey guys, nasty snow coming to North Carolina. I think we're supposed to get a little snow tomorrow night.
Yep.
Um, Colin, hey, Yabi and Amin wearing a G-Shock. uh, Jeffrey's here. Go Pats. Um, hey, Ken Spear, what's going on? Hey, Steve, Mr. Cassioc, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Ron G, it was minus 38 today. That's probably well, that's still cold, whether it's centigrade or Fahrenheit. I think it's almost the same temperature now, right? I mean, like when you get to that high level, high number in Celsius, like it's like almost the same amount in Fahrenheit. I don't know.
I
Um,
think that's higher in
oh, it's higher.
Fahrenheit. Let's
Okay.
see, minus 38 Celsius. Fahrenheit is, oh, you're right. That's minus 36 Fahrenheit. Holy cow.
Yeah. Wow. So wherever you are, Ron, that's it's cold. Um, let's see here. KR Joy, what's up,
Oh,
man? How
so you're
you got?
saying when it gets that negative, it ends up
Yeah,
being
that's what I
almost the
meant. When I
same.
get that negative. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what
I
I meant.
gotcha. 'Cause, Oil Money was saying today that he was, I don't remember, minus 12 or something like that, and it ended up being like plus 12 or something Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I looked at what because it was minus 10, and that was like minus 20 Fahrenheit.
Gotcha.
I mean, the Celsius or something like that.
Got it, got it.
I was like, oh, that's not so bad. Canadians complaining. Oh, it's mine. They make it seem so much worse. Than they are. Hey, BTEP, what is going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Um, James, I'm not a chef, just a resourceful glutton. There you go. Uh, Jeffrey O'Neill is here. How you doing? Wearing his G Steel. Um, yeah, Craig G. Yep, there you go. That's where it evens up, I guess.
Wow.
Clayton, he getting the Pam yesterday and today the Zenith Type 20.
What a 2-day stretch.
What a 2 day show. That's what happens when you hang around with trouble. And trouble means Wolfgang.
2
Uh,
awesome unique watches
I
too.
know, I know, I know. I really like that Zenith Type 20. The blueprint is beautiful.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
I
and
love
now
the one Wolfgang got.
yeah, but he's got two of them now.
Are they 2 the same or are they 2 variants?
Well, they're different. They're not the same exact watch,
Okay,
but
but they're both Zenith Pilot,
yeah, yeah.
of yeah,
And
that's
he's got
amazing.
and doesn't he have like two Moser Heritage, like the Booker, or he just as a Booker, the
I think just the Booker.
Butcher, Booker. Wow, why can't I say that? Um, that's funny, man. That's
I
funny.
think maybe his wife has a heritage, but not I
Yeah.
don't think he has 2 for himself unless I missed something, which is always possible
It's
with
always
with
possible,
Wolfie.
right? Yeah.
Um, those Zenith pilots, like the one Wolfgang got, I feel like I don't know why we don't see more people buying them. Why they're not more popular.
I've been trying to get one.
Yeah,
Mean or get one for the price that I'm willing to pay for.
yeah,
And for a while, I one Moser Heritage. Uh, they come in two sizes, right? They come like or that I know of. They come like a 45 and a 40.
mm,
The 45 seems like so much bigger to me. And so I was chasing after the 40 for a while. I heard they discontinued the 40, but now I'm thinking I'm going to go to the 45 because a couple of guys have told me it's you can pass it off, or I could pass it off on my 6 3/4 inch wrist, the 45. And then I'm thinking, well, okay, yeah. I mean, like, look, if I was looking for a big pilot, um, IWC, I mean, the Zenith is a little bit is a little bit smaller, not only case diameter wise, but also I think lug to lug wise. So, and it's a pilot watch. I guess it's meant to be big.
yeah,
So, I think I mean it's quite possible that at some point this year or next year that I go for one because I really like the look. I really like the font on the numerals. I love
yeah,
the hands,
yeah.
and I would even go bronze.
Wow.
You know, um, even though that's more than I want to spend on the bronze, but I just think it's just the bronze just fits that watch though
Mm.
so well. It's a beautiful watch.
I
It's a
like the
fun
one
watch.
Wolfie got today.
Yeah,
So nice.
yeah, with that distressed steel. It
Yeah.
looks like. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now Clayton's trying to enable me. If he can wear the Zenith Pilot, so can Bobby Legs. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I mean, it wasn't a question of if I could wear it. Which one, the 40 or the 45, and
If you get bronze, would you get a black dial, a green dial? I'm looking right now. I see there's some variants of that.
there's even a blue.
Mm.
Um,
Oh yeah, I see that too.
that's my initial instinct is to go for the blue,
Mm.
but I like all three. I like the green and the gray and the blue. So like, and I'd be equally as happy. I believe with either one of those colors. Probably either the I'd go with for sure either the silver, the gray, or the blue.
What did Wolfie get today? The rescue? Is that what it's called?
I
Oh
think
no,
so.
that's polished
No.
stainless. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Hey Wayne, what's up?
But
Get out of here.
Zenith and IWC are both on the upswing, I feel like. Those two brands over the
Y-
past more than a year at
Yeah,
least.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so like so you had the big pilot, right? The 46 millimeter, whatever that is, right? I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the 43. I'm not talking about the little big pilot. I'm talking about big pilot. I
Yeah.
mean, that's an expensive watch. I mean, that's over like 10K, right? Easily, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can get
13, 14, something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. You can get a Zenith pilot, Type 20 pilot
Yeah.
for like more than half that, or
Yeah,
less than half
it's
that,
the same
or
kinda
more than
cool. It's yeah.
that.
It's,
Same
yeah,
presence, you know what I mean?
same presence, same genre,
Mhm, mhm. I
its
mean, there's
own
some
thing for
differences.
sure. Yeah, totally its own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But for me, in my mind, and I'm not saying for anybody else, I'm not speaking for anybody, but for me, in my mind, I can lump together the Zenith Pilot and the IWC. So for me, it's easy to pick one of those,
Mm,
and as opposed to seeing them as two separate, even though they're very different.
mm,
But like the genre. So that's why, like Kai has that IWC with those the same kind of fonts that's on the Zenith, and
yep,
man, that's just I think it's the font that really does it for me.
yep.
Why I like it so much. So um, now just bringing it back to the Harbor real quick, I want to mention I did the unboxing yesterday, and there's some confusion on my end. Like what do I have? I see it as a Irwin Felix a model, and those are two separate models now. But I don't know if at some point I'm not really 100% sure. So I've emailed them. So this is just a little bit of a progress, a little side note. It's not gonna. I don't have any answers yet, but I emailed Harbor today, and I almost didn't even know what to say. You know
Mm,
what I
mm.
mean?
Yeah.
So I put that out there. So hopefully, in the next few days, I'll give you guys an update because I'm very curious. So I think I have a Felix, but I have some Irwin parts. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Mm,
Um, and certainly the price tag, the original price tag that came with the box, came with the watch, which was in the box, does not reflect what you can get an Irwin today. I mean, it's more than what I mean. I'm a Felix. It's more than what you can pay for a Felix today by almost $1,000.
mm,
So I don't know what I have,
mm,
um, but in a good way. I'm not like nervous. I don't think I have a legit Hambring. It's just I just don't know. I don't know how it was how they packaged it together a few years ago when they were selling them. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
mhm.
So this is quick progress report, and hopefully I'd have some updates. And go ahead. Amin, you're about to say something.
Oh, well, the Irwin usually, is the
Deadbeat.
means the center seconds deadbeat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so on the movement side, you definitely have a Felix, right?
Yes. Yes.
Um, and then it does look like you've got a Irwin dial,
hmm
uh,
And hands,
and
extra set of
hands.
hands. Yeah.
Yeah. If you put it on, you wouldn't have a running seconds, right? I mean,
No.
you'd have, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know, but I don't know if that was like like,
I don't
hey,
know.
hovering, this is what we did. We give you some
Yeah.
extra parts. If you want to do
No,
that.
it's very odd, because if
But they
they
give me they give me the center seconds hand out. That's the interesting
that's what
part.
that is interesting. They would maybe they could if you wanted them to in the future, maybe they could, add the module to your movement f
That
and swap the rest for you
Yeah, I
you know
mean,
what I mean, with a lower price than otherwise.
because what I really wanted, right?
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with this.
Mhm,
Very
mhm.
happy with this. What attracted me to Hambring was the deadbeat
Mm,
complication for
mm.
some reason. I just love that.
Yeah,
So if that's the case, man,
yeah.
if I could swap it out for like, I don't know, like $1,000 or a couple, whatever it is,
Mm, mm.
that is something I would consider at the end of the day because I just like that. I just like
Yeah.
and the dial and the hands are exactly the dial and hands I'd want on the deadbeat.
I bet that there's an option in there somewhere because,
It's
I
very
think
modular at the moment, right? I think
yeah,
that's
I
why he
think
built
the
it.
Irwin, is, uh I'm mixing up the names now too. I
I know
think the
it's
deadbeat
confusing. Mhm,
is built on top of the movement that you
mhm,
have.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be great news.
That would be pretty
um,
amazing to have the
'Cause
option.
yeah, so cool. And thoughts on Dornblüth and Sohn? I love Dornblüth and Sohn. I had a chance to see those watches in person about 2 years ago at a Watch Buys Roadshow in Manhattan. And the only thing that was a negative for me, and I tried them on, right? They were at the time all they sold was like a 42 millimeter case diameter with a 52 millimeter lug to lug, and that's like it's okay with some watches. Like some watches I have that lug to lug length or 53 or whatever, but on that watch, it just looked too big on me, right? I say that saying now that I want a pilot, but at the time that was I wasn't capable of imagining a watch feeling that big on my wrist. The good news is that they've shrunken down the case diameter to a 40 on most of those models, and the lug to lug is like around 48. So, man, I am tempted. I get tempted every once in a while to order one. There's about a year or so wait on them as of last year. I don't know if that's longer now or not, but awesome artisanal German watch brand for sure. Um, Bucherer was selling the Zenith Pilot at 30% off. Wow, wow, that's great, man. Jared, I've been looking at the Zenith El Primero triple calendar with a moon phase. Have a wedding to go to in March and don't necessarily have a dress watch. Was that the watch that Marcus used to have? Amin?
Let's see.
Maybe not with the moon phase, but the triple calendar
He had
El
it,
Primero.
yeah, triple ca he well, I don't know if the exact same one, but he had a El Primero triple calendar moon
Yeah.
phase. Yeah.
Oh, right. Great watch. You could find those um like just under three and a half, maybe like a year or two ago. Now they've gone up in price.
Oh, really?
Now I've seen them
Mm,
like around, well, last time I looked, which is probably a few months ago, like they were more like trending towards four, a little over four.
mm,
I don't know if that's changed, but those are awesome watches.
yeah.
Um, let's see here. I have something I want to talk about tonight. And let me just let's just go here and just take a look at some of the comments. If you put another hour hand to make it poor man's GMT, yeah, right. That's funny. Um, hey Torin, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Pierre's here. How you doing, Pierre? Um, let's go. Okay. Get the Zenith next, Bobby. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm waiting on a couple other things. Um, so Amin, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some time to think about this, um, but I had a buddy of mine who I text with, a college buddy, but he's also into watches. He texted me earlier today, and he was like, "Hey man, do you miss your Zen U50?" Right?
Mm,
And and I was thinking about it, and I really like that watch, and I was really excited when Zen came out with that, the smaller version of the U1 with the U50,
yeah.
and I ordered it. I waited a few months. I got it. It was great. Loved it. Ended up, selling it as part of like, raising the funds for the Submariner. And to be honest, until he texted me, like I totally forgot that I had it for a while. You know what I mean? Like it didn't enter any of my thoughts for a while now. And I also um, was like, oh man, I don't even like miss my Black Bay 58. And so like really the Submariner
Mm,
has um has really kind of like been like the only dive watch um that that I ever want to wear at the moment, and so like, do you have any watches or had any watches that you miss or that you thought you missed and you wouldn't? I'm not talking about like, buying back the watch, right?
yeah, yeah,
Not that kind of miss, but I'll
yeah.
I'll, I'll I'll give you a few more seconds to think about it.
I can think of some.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
yeah.
No, no,
Go.
well, go ahead. Are you gonna go to the chat a little bit here, or?
I was gonna go to chat, but I was gonna mention one of the watch that I do miss,
Yeah.
and I've owned it twice, is the Zen 8560 UTC, and that's a watch I think that I may buy back at some point
Mm,
at a third time for a third time if I see a good price on it in the pre-owned market.
yeah,
But I was surprised
yeah.
that I realized that I didn't even miss the U50 or especially the Black Bay 58 because it did have some sentimental connection, and that how the Submariner has pretty much,
Mm,
it's the only dive watch I want to wear. I have a couple other ones, but
mm,
dive
mm.
watches, but this it's the only one I want to wear. So yeah, please, if you have a few, let us know.
You know, I still like almost all the watches, if not all of the ones that I've had. So when I think of many of them, I do have a, oh, it'd be nice to still, have that feeling sometimes. Nothing that I regret selling, but like my sector dial JLC,
Hmm.
um,
Oh yeah.
it would be kind of, not just for the fact that I sold it for like 2,700 and it's worth like over 10K.
Hmm.
That's besides the point. But just I liked it.
Hmm.
I didn't wear it much, but um, I think it would be nice to still have that one.
Yeah.
Um, I felt that way sometimes about the Pepsi.
Hmm.
Um, Trying to think what else. Um, I had a spring drive Grand Seiko that I still have fond memories of, and when I look at the very simple Grand Seiko, somebody's selling a one in the Random Rob Discord right now. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
price.
yeah. Great price, great looking watch. Very simple, kind of first generation look for after they went to the new logo. There's still a charm there for me.
Hmm.
straightforward ones. So
Yeah,
um, yeah, those ones I miss, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah. Um, would you ever consider buying those back, or you just you're?
I wouldn't buy the JLC back. I wouldn't
Mhm,
buy a vintage Pepsi. Um, a Grand Seiko like the one that I sold, maybe not exactly the same, but
mhm, mhm,
similar, that
mhm.
I would consider buying back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love the one selling in the Random Rob Discord right now is, I showed it to my wife, she thought it looked like a sub. That's she's totally wrong on that one. She usually knows what she's talking about,
Yeah.
um, but that one, it's like a deep inky black. Hey, Colin.
Hey, Colin.
The dial reminds me of the black on Colin's Overseas. Obviously, it's very, very different watch,
Yeah.
but just that inky, glossy, dark black, and the beautiful, indices and hands on that watch. I'm talking myself into buying that Grand Seiko, Colin,
Yeah.
that I
Oh, yeah.
texted you guys about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
seems like a good deal.
yeah.
And according to Wolfie, it doesn't count, right?
Yeah.
So
Right, yeah, it's a quartz Grand Seiko. It's under 2 grand by all Wolfie, criteria. It shouldn't count.
yeah,
It doesn't count.
it
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if you heard what we were talking about. I think you did, but quickly before we get to your day today, um, any watches that you miss, that you're surprised, or that you're surprised you miss, or you're not surprised that you miss, that you
That
still have in
I
your
miss?
collection? Yeah, that you had in your
That you
collection, and
previously owned that
previous.
you you miss or
Um,
I mean, you could.
sometimes my Dark Side of the Moon, the
Mm,
Apollo, I can't remember what Apollo 8, Dark Side
Apollo
of the
8.
Moon. Yeah, it's every once in a while.
yeah, you've mentioned that.
Yeah,
I've heard you mention that.
it I liked it better off my wrist. It was a little big for me.
Mm,
Mm.
That's ultimately why I got rid of it. But like, it's a beautiful watch though. Like,
mm.
just I could just look at it and just love looking at that watch. Other than that,
What about
not
the
really.
Breitling
Yeah, it
or
was
the
nice.
Geo?
Moser.
You know what? The Geo, I don't miss the Moser. The Geo, I do flirt with the idea of getting one again every once in
Yeah.
a while, but I wasn't wearing it all that often. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I still like those watches.
Mm,
Any watch that I got rid of, I still like, but
mm.
no, onward, and
Yeah, no,
I don't look behind too much.
no, fair enough. Let's catch up with the chat here a little bit. Lot of love for Zenith in the chat today, and a lot of Primero and Pilot opining for sure. Let's see here. Uh, excuse. Just check. Pierre is saying I miss my U1, but don't really. Fantastic tool watch. Bubba was the first time I thought the watch was too top heavy. Um, the only watch BDev misses is the Zen 104. Sold it to finance my Speedy. Might have to buy another one. That's another watch that I mean I've never owned the 104, but I've had it in for review several different iterations or variations. It's such a cool watch. I feel like there's times when I'm just like I'm gonna buy one, and then like it's like it's I got some other watches that I could in the collection are similar that I probably should just wear and just be happy with that. Random Rob saying GS is the best. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Steve loves his 104. 104 is iconic for sure. Um, James regrets selling his SKX 013. Missed that corn dog markers. uh, Justin saying we only move forward here unless we don't. Uh,
I had a nice vintage Willard that I'm not sure I did the right thing getting rid of that. I had a nice vintage Pogue that I'm not sure I did the right thing getting rid of that.
mhm.
Mm,
So, I don't know. Every once in a while I get the itch to shrink the collection and
Yeah,
yeah.
just for the sake of it.
yeah. Rob said he couldn't get the Super Ocean out of his head after selling it, and then buying the exact same watch back from the exact same watch that he sold. He got it back.
Wow.
Did Torn get the Suba? Yeah, Torn.
Easy Clayton says he has it already. Now, somebody above earlier in the chat said they were jealous that he had the 007, and that's an amazing watch. I love it.
So, Colin, you had a very interesting day today, right? You've been
Not really, no.
Well. I mean, not for most people, but for us, I mean, I find it interesting.
Yeah.
You were looking at a lot of watches online, weren't you?
I basically spent all day like this. Just
I don't know what that's like. I've never done that before. You
So
must have a problem.
yeah, it's not like I do that when I'm taking a break from chopping wood at 10 degrees.
yeah.
But so what is piquing your interest lately?
Everything. I don't know. There are so many watches that I'd love to get. You know, like part of me wants to shrink everything down right now and really focus on stuff that I like wearing. I mean, honestly, everything I have, I really like, and but I feel like I have too many watches to spread the love around. But then part of me also wants to there's so many watches out there that are awesome. Like I was looking at Breguet a lot today. JLC. Like I was tempted a couple times today to just call the JLC boutique and be like, let's just do it, and it'll show up in 6 to 8 months, and whatever.
Which JLCs in particular?
The Burgundy Reverso tribute. That's pretty much the only one that I'd buy from a boutique. But I mean, geez, like how many watches can you have, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up that.
I was tempted to message someone about Amin's Brigade Marine, like a white dial Brigade Marine. There's one for sale, and I was like, oh, should I ask how much he's asking? You know, like one of those things. And I didn't do it, but just I don't know.
I mean, that's
I like it.
That's a gorgeous watch.
It's gorgeous, and it fits your wrist perfectly.
Yeah.
Like of all the wrist shots that you've posted, I feel like that one stands out to me as just right.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, that's such a beauty. That's such a, like, I could see you, with like a little snifter, right? Just like staring at it, maybe there's a fire going on, like a little fireplace, and just some classical music.
Yelling at the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a watch you could wear in many situations, though. You could go casual with this. You could go super dressy with this. You could do everything in between.
It's a beautiful watch, and I showed it to my wife like a week or two ago, and even she was like, "Yeah, that's nice." And like, she doesn't like watch. Like, she could care less about watches. Like, I show her a watch, and she's just like, "What are you showing me? I don't care. Whatever. Do whatever you want." But she was like, "Oh, that's nice. I like that." I was like, "Oh, geez." Don't usually get the approval kind of thing.
I like the sector dial I had at the price I paid and the price I sold it for, but for the going rate, I would rather have something like this than that, for sure.
The only problem is that my brain tells me I'd want a duo face Reverso just because of the coolness factor of it. The issue is that it's a bigger watch than this one and doesn't fit me quite as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come in the burgundy, which I really like the burgundy.
Yeah. No, I mean, the burgundy is so
the
killer.
blue is bad. Like, the blue is gorgeous, but I really like the burgundy. So
Group Reverso this year?
That's a tough one to make people buy.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I've always hey, Penny's here. How you doing, Penny? I've always flirted with the idea of getting a Reverso just because it's iconic and adding icons and to the collection. And so, that has also stopped me. Is like, am I really only adding this because I'm told,
Right.
to get it, right? But
That's
this right
always what
here,
stopped me. That's stopped me many times, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is just as straight up beautiful, and if this
I,
fits,
I like it on its own though. Like if this
yeah.
wasn't an icon, I would
Hmm.
still like it, right? It's
Yep.
it's just a unique, beautiful watch. So
Yeah.
And
Craig,
the red is not iconic. I mean,
no.
no.
it's its own thing.
Mhm.
I think what really appeals to me about this red color, it reminds me of like the Doc Martens that I had like growing up, the
Oh,
Oxblood
you had?
Doc Martens.
Did you have those?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had the black and I had the
Yeah.
Oxblood. Yeah,
How
yeah.
many holes?
9 hole, was it 9 hole?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't have it all the way up to the knees, but like past the
Yeah.
ankle. Yeah.
Nice.
But that's kind of like what I'm romanticizing a little bit, and
And you
but
know
it just
what?
looks good.
What an awesome strap too. Like that
Yeah,
strap is perfect for it.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Is the
Um,
green one available too?
I mean, they're not really available. Like you can order them and get them in, 6 to 12 months, I believe.
Okay. So they're
Well,
not
actually, wait, that one, it looks like you could order it or orders, right? So who knows? Yeah. So you have to put a down payment and then they'll get it for you.
so
But
they're obtainable.
they're obtainable. Yeah. Yeah. I think the green is maybe the longest wait right now because it's the newest, followed
Mm.
by the burgundy and then the blue.
mm. Um, Craig loves the Reverso, but it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's I mean, before you get one of these, you have to like try it on, right? I mean, this is like the one. If that statement is
You
true about
gotta.
any watch, it's like
Yeah.
this is the one watch, right?
Hmm.
Um, Clayton's all for it because he already has one for the group watch.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, Design Atelier, what is up? How you doing? Justin saying they don't have to match, just everyone get the Reverso by the end of the year. Thanks, Jason. Everybody wants a Reverso, but they never see anyone wearing one.
It's true. And they're sold a lot. You see a ton of them for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that people don't try them on and, you know,
Yeah,
it is also dressy and people don't dress up. And
yeah. James saying I never wanted a Reverso, but I do not like the horizontal lines above and below the dial.
it's
Watch
very Art
collecting is
Deco.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Very Art Deco. I love the
Uh,
hands on it though, like the Dauphine hands and that dial strap combo is beautiful. Yeah, I like it.
hey
Reverso.
Joe, I think I'd go Reverso too.
Yeah. Tank's
Um,
trash. Sorry.
I just like when I think if I was gonna buy a Cartier, it's gonna be a Santos. It's not gonna be a Tank. If I'm gonna buy a JLC, it's most likely gonna be a Reverso. You know,
Mm,
that's the way I look at it. So I would select the Reverso too, especially like if you get one with a dual face, that's so cool. That's just so cool.
that is really cool.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that would be awesome to just be like show someone that isn't into watches that like that's something cool, right?
yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
conversation starter. I mean, it's still cool that you can flip this over, but then they're like, well, what the hell? I don't want to stare at silver or what, steel. But if there's another dial on the back, that's cool.
Looks like the Reversos are winning it. Reverso uh, over Tank for me. Both are very cool. Black tie event, the Tank. All right. Okay.
I've
Sure.
never been to a black tie event in my life, so
Same.
Uh, Chris is saying JLC ultra thin moon phase. Oof. Is the Santos popular like Panerais were a few years back? Is it a fad? That's Christian. That's a good question because Santos has definitely been getting a lot of love on YouTube, especially for in about last year, right? Um, There's something about the Santos that I find very, very attractive. I think it's just the shape, and then also the bracelet system is actually very, very cool. And then Colin, you brought to my attention that the DLC or whatever, the one that has the bezel, the ceramic bezel, right?
Well, it's ADLC bezel.
ADSC,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is like diamond-like coating or something.
Yeah.
Amorphous diamond-like coating, I think they say.
Yeah. That's like my latest obsession now. Now I've been looking at that. Like,
It's beautiful.
it is.
Like it really is. And the good thing about the Santos is, I mean, it's rugged looking, it's masculine looking, but it's
Mhm.
also dressy. It's
Mhm.
got, a good bracelet. My like you guys know, my biggest critique is that bezel on the steel one, because
Sure.
it's just
Yep.
the crystal is flush with the bezel, and that bezel just takes like every single shot, and it gets scratched
Mhm.
immediately and badly and just continuously. So that's why I think the ADLC is a better version,
Mhm.
because it's scratch resistant, and plus the bonus, as I've been talking about, is it's got loomed Roman
Yeah.
numerals, which the other one does not,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah. I'm sold on that one for sure.
Mhm,
I think my wife and I have been talking about that in a year or two. Once
mhm.
our little business gets going and it gets a little more paid off, that we treat ourselves to his and hers. And I think that's the one. ADLC one is the one I'm gonna get.
And that's another one that I've been flirting with getting, but it's like, again, like, how many watches do you
Yeah.
need?
Yeah. Absolutely. Ken, I got to try on a Santos and I fell in love. Cartier put a lot of work on that integrated integration bracelet of the bracelet, which brings it to a new level for sure. I agree. Um, Neff likes the all black DLC version.
And it hugs the wrist really well. Like, it's curved, the entire case is curved, everything
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
There's some cons to it too. It didn't feel quite as hefty as I would have liked, as luxurious as I would have liked. The winding crown is a little,
Mm.
doesn't feel
Hmm.
quite great. And the legibility on the blue dial that I had was
Yeah.
atrocious. I
I
couldn't
I mean,
read that thing, which I
y-
normally don't care about that, but
right.
that one, it bothered me a lot.
You're not gonna wear it every day, right? I mean, you're not gonna wear that watch every day. I mean, you could, but you're not gonna wear it every day, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's fine. Right. Maybe you wear the ADLC though every day, but
You mean legibility is
Yeah.
fine or the scratch thing? The legibility?
I think it's more forgivable for some of these things if it's
Oh,
something
Mhm.
that you're not going to wear every day.
yeah.
Right. I mean, listen, I go almost all day a lot of times, and I don't even check my watch for the time.
Yeah, neither do
I
I.
I don't. All right, this is really shallow admission I'm gonna make here, but I don't care about legibility so much for reading the time as for a watch being photogenic. If it's not legible, the pictures pretty much suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. That's fine. But so then, yeah, I mean, it always brings up the age-old question. I mean, like, what do we need our watches for? But
Yeah, jewelry.
yeah, it's jewelry. It's man jewelry. Absolutely. You know, like I almost like looking at them via picture or online more than I actually like looking down at them. Sometimes. Um,
I
but
use
then like,
mine for the date all the time. Like,
oh,
that's why I
bingo.
like a date complication, because
Yeah,
I do use it for
gotcha.
the date more than
Oh,
the time.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But then I get like a watch and I cue the music like the Rolex and it's just like feels so great on wrist that I just love how it makes my wrist feel. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Um, Christian's got a question, Amin. Amin, need your thoughts on the Octo Finissimo now that you've handled it for a while. Is it that's another watch I kind of want. Is it a lifer or some details changed your opinion?
For me, it's a lifer. I I love it. Yeah, I I never think about selling or trading that
But
watch.
that's not true. Like you kind of a few months ago were thinking about maybe
Yeah, yeah.
moving
So
on.
it's true what I said, right? I never think
Too
about
much. I'm
selling
sorry.
or trading that watch.
Yeah.
I
But
have
you
thought
asked the question. Yeah.
I have thought about it, right?
Yeah.
In other words, I don't currently think about it.
Oh,
That's
it's
the
a
distinction.
technicality. Okay.
I,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're
It's
someone who doesn't just
it's been a
buy,
while since I've thought about
Yeah, it's
selling
true.
or trading that. Yeah.
if you just buy and keep,
Yeah.
I think it's healthy to think about almost every one of your watches and at least go through the exercise of,
Yeah.
would I sell this? Should I sell
Like
this? You
I
know?
sent you guys a list, I mean, a picture of my watch box. And um, when I do that, every time I do that, I go through in my mind um, most to least likely to get rid of. Right. So,
Mhm.
and so, I never know something is truly for forever.
Yeah.
Um, but it would be like one of my last 5 right
Hmm.
now to let go of if
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
if I if I were gonna let go of
Not
something.
even close.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, there are things that are not perfect about it, like, the fitment of the bracelet to the case is not perfect. It's not, there's a little bit of gap. Um, the bracelet is super to me, it's very comfortable, but it has tendency to, like, ride up my arm to the point where it's tight, like, and then
Mhm.
I have s to pull it free from that part of my arm, and then it's comfortable back down where near the wrist bone. Um, I mean, there's stuff like that, but, and then I guess I treat it a little less, I have to treat it a little more special because a big gash on that bezel would be ugly, and
Hmm.
I don't know how
Yeah.
robust that super thin movement is, but all that kinda, um, you know, comes out in the wash. I
Yeah.
love the watch.
Mhm.
It's really it's unique looking, man. Right? I mean, like it's this. There's something special, very special about that watch. That deserves like that kind of like placement in your collection for sure. And I'm happy to hear you say that it's a lifer because I'd hate to see you let that go because I think you do
Yeah,
regret it. I think you definitely would regret it.
yeah, I think so.
Wolfie's saying how many only budget is a constraint, so unlimited in theory. Happy to provide storage space for you, Colin.
Mm. Thanks, man.
Um, yeah, the music was playing for sure. Octo World Time is the businessman that Octo Roma. Is it the Roma? Roma? Um,
Think so.
yeah, I love that watch. Um, to do.
Just going back to Wolfgang though, like unused watches take up storage space in my brain. You
Mm,
know, like
Mhm.
feel like I'm being wasteful if I have watches that I'm not using.
I get that. I get that. I for sure go through that. Um, I was at a point last year though when my collection swelled up to 12 watches, I think.
Mhm.
But I liked every single watch. I really liked every single watch at the
Yeah.
time. So like I didn't feel as guilty if I wasn't wearing some of them,
Right.
you know? I think I feel guilty when the watch collection is too big and there's some watches in there that I don't like or I could live without. And
Mm.
that's when I get anxiety about not wearing all my watches. There's part of me feels like I need to wear them, but I don't really want to wear them,
Right.
you know? No, no, no. Probably on Monday. We're gonna take the tree down
hmm.
if weather permits. If weather permits.
Speaking of looking for the date, yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. Last year. I think it was like February. Well, it's in the sun porch, which has no insulation, and it gets very very cold. So it preserves the tree. The tree looks great. Like the
Mhm.
needles aren't falling down yet. You know what I mean? So Justin says you could only have five.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good number, but it's
yeah.
so hard to get to 5 after you find pieces you like. And it's like, and then there's all the other ones out there that you look at all day and you go, ooh, it's
Yeah.
hard to stay down at 5.
Like I think like you almost have to like always if five is your number, you almost have to always live at six and seven, right? And then consolidate back down to five because you're figuring out what that five is, right? I mean, like, because like
Mm,
you always want new watches, right? Or at least I do. But if you have a number that you can live with, or you can't live above, then it becomes more difficult, right? So you have to almost live, in my mind, at six and seven watches in the collection, and then bring it down to five periodically, and almost going like leveling up Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. It makes
I
sense to
get
me,
it.
but
I get it.
also you can switch daily like Sanjay, Colin. Yeah, like literally switch.
Like literally,
Like literally, like put them in your car and go to the dealer and just
go
switch.
get a new one. Yeah.
Go get a new one. 5 was not enough. 5 at each watch box.
I get that. I mean,
Yeah. Consolidating modern watches is easy. It's only until you start consolidating vintage watches that letting go is hard. Yeah, good point.
yeah, you let
Yeah,
go of a vintage, you can't get that back.
yeah,
Not necessarily, right?
right, right. Because there's other mitigating factors, right? I mean, like finding one that's just like it in great in the same condition or better condition. You know what I mean? Like you have to deal with that chestnut. 5 watches or 5 watch rolls.
Yeah, I would hate to go down to 5 watches.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I could do that. I mean, I'm at 5. Look, I'm at 5 watches now.
Yeah.
And it's starting. I'm starting to feel better, but I need.
Yeah.
I like a higher number.
Yeah.
Because when I was down to 3 for a little bit there, it was just brutal. It was just
I wear
brutal.
all my watches. Like I could see myself if there was a watch I basically didn't wear, that it would take up space in my brain, like Colin is saying.
Mhm.
But wearing it once every month or something is enough for me to that it's being used and I enjoy using it that much. Or if it's like the Mayor G-Shock or like something very, that I'm fine just keep it in the
Yeah.
box or drawer.
See, I feel bad. Like I have an app and I track every day what I wear,
Yeah.
and it keeps track of like, okay, well, it's been this many days since you wore it. So, like, if I put on a watch, say I put on my Rolex, and I
Mm,
say I'm wearing this watch today, but I look and it says it's been 6 days since you wear that. I'm like,
mm.
oh, I feel bad for you, Rolex. Like, why haven't I worn you?
See, I think that app would add anxiety.
Well, maybe that's my problem.
Yeah.
It's the app's
There's
fault.
how about if you lose the app and then on Instagram you're like it's like, oh, I've kind of been showing the same watches. Let me show this watch on Instagram, right? Then it's like it becomes like that watch proudly assumes its duty for the day to
What's the app? Craig wants to know.
Watchy, like watch EE is how you spell it.
I'm not going to download that app.
No, it's good. You can put in like all the info, picture, caliber, where you bought it, how much you spent on it,
Okay.
all the dimensions of it.
Without actually having to say I put it on today. I mean, I could just keep those
You can
kind of
just use it as
statistics.
a yeah.
Yeah.
But then it counts like how much it costs you per wear and stuff.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm a bit of a nerd.
Yeah, I need to pump up those numbers. Absolutely, Clayton. I agree. Stop using the app, Clayton. I could hear him shouting at you, Colin. You don't need
No,
the
I love
negativity
it.
in this hobby.
I love the app.
What do you like about the app? What does it do for you?
I like data. I'm a nerd.
Is it do
I just like
accuracy?
data.
Do you do
Reports
Yeah,
you get in the
accuracy
month?
in there?
it does that too. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does accurate. There's an accuracy thing where you can start it, and you know you
Yeah.
when it hits 12, you hit the button, and
Hmm.
it's not super accurate, but it's good enough.
It's not free though, right?
Yeah, it's cheap though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
guys, it's around 8:54, 8:55. Sanjay's stream is going to be starting up in a few minutes, so figure we just cut out soon. So if you
it's
guys at the
just gonna
chat
make fun of the John Mayer again or something.
Yeah, he's so
probably,
cruel. He's
I
just a
know,
Yeah.
cruel.
just so judgmental about it, you know. But I think there's going to be a reveal um,
Oh,
on Sanjay's stream.
I think I know
It's
what you're
gonna be a
saying.
very, very good one.
Yeah, blue means boy, pink means girl. Not that kind of reveal. I'm just kidding.
No,
Okay.
okay, you totally. I was like, it's Rob on. Oh man. Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Watch news, guys. Don't miss
Watch it.
Sanjay's stream.
Yeah.
We'll see you over there.
Amin, what do you got this
Yeah.
week? Anything coming out this week?
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Okay, great.
You love doing that to me.
I do. And Colin, we know what Instagrams.
Just one.
Yeah, if you share your watches that aren't seeing much use to your other Instagram, then everybody gets to enjoy them.
No one goes to that for watches, do they?
Not me.
I love when Rob loses it.
Okay.
The best.
Okay, guys.
Good night,
Have a good
everyone.
night. Thanks for joining
See
us.
you.
Take care.